Hello and welcome to our 2 to 3 minute recap video series. Today we are just discussing the differences between Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia. Now, dementia is an umbrella term for various different cognitive diseases which affect someone's memory. But the etiology, like the reasons why these different types of dementia develop, varies. There are two main differences that occur when we're discussing Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia, although the signs and symptoms that someone may demonstrate can be very similar and overlapping. So Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of dementia and it affects the nerves. So we know that our nervous system is designed to help us send messages from A to B. So it originates in our brain and it sends messages to the rest of our body to do something. The same occurs when we're trying to think of something. So there's a part of our brain called the hippocampus, which is responsible for short-term memories. And when someone develops Alzheimer's disease, this part of the brain starts to see more significant deterioration compared to any other. So the messages from A to B stop firing as well, and the reason for this is the development of what we call plaques and tangles. Simply put, if you can imagine cotton wool getting in the way of neural transmissions going from A to B, it will slow down the process, won't it? It will make it harder for the messages to be received in the normal period of time, and therefore what we witness for someone with this particular condition and these physiological changes is a slower reaction time, a slower ability to think of the answers, an inability to structure their sentences as effectively, and various other signs and symptoms too. So in Alzheimer's disease, we see it starting in the hippocampus where the short-term memories are, and then it develops as the condition does to different areas of the brain. The signs and symptoms do vary between individuals, but there are going to be some very similar ones, which are namely, as I said before, the inability to remember maybe what they did earlier that day or yesterday, but they can remember back in the past to when they were younger, when they used to work, and different things that happened a long time ago, and they may find it harder to put into words what it is they want to say. So if we compare that to vascular dementia, the key differences really are in the title here. Vascular means it affects vessels. So it is a form of cognitive condition which impairs the vessels that are deep within the brain. So unlike nerves with Alzheimer's, we're talking about blood vessels now. And one of the types of vascular dementia is called subcortical dementia. And what happens here is the vessels really deep within the brain, they get hard and they get stiff and they don't function so well, which causes the development of this type of dementia. Then there is another subsection of vascular dementia which is stroke related. So if someone has had a stroke in the past, either a bleed on the brain or a blockage, there is a higher chance that they may go on to develop vascular dementia because they already have a lack of oxygenated blood travelling to that area. So vascular dementia, regardless of the type, normally occurs when someone's not receiving as much oxygenated blood to that part of the brain as they need to. And again, signs and symptoms start to develop with the loss of memory, the inability to react so quickly. If you're interested in finding out a little bit more about the details and the etiology behind Alzheimer's and vascular dementia, then I do recommend that you do some further training, for example, using our seminar over on Pure Training and Development's website. And it really helps you understand the different signs and symptoms that someone may experience. So I hope that makes sense. That's the key differences between Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia.